talk about Coracobrachialis. I am left-handed and I've had long-term problems with my left shoulder and arm. I had a job at a FedEx plant where I sorted packages for hours on end. And I'd had a former injury to this arm, either related to the ligaments or the musculature. So because of that little injury, the other muscles had to compensate for whatever had happened. So it was like some muscles had to overwork to compensate for whatever had been damaged previously. I've had pain in this arm for probably 10 years and have been working on trying to figure out what was going on. One of the muscles that I discovered recently that's been part of the key of allowing this to let go is Coracobrachialis. Coracobrachialis connects at the coracoid process, which, if you found your collarbone, you'd follow it out and just near where it hits the shoulder joint, you come down and over, and there's a little bony knob. At the coracoid process is where several muscles connect. You have pec minor that goes down onto the 3rd, 4th, and 5th ribs, and coracobrachialis, which connects here and goes down the arm. For years, I've never been able to find issues with my bicep. I've never found issue with my tricep. I did find some issues with my rotator cuff, particularly supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and subscapularis. But coracobrachialis was something I hadn't heard since I was in massage school. It's not a problem that most people seem to have commonly. So as I was going through and trying to explore what was going on with my shoulder, I slowly did some research and found Coracobrachialis. Coracobrachialis attaches at the coracoid process and goes down on the arm and attaches on the humerus, which is this upper arm bone. To find it, you're essentially in between the bicep and the tricep. But if I put my finger almost on the bone and then put my arm at my side and pull my arm in, I can feel a muscle pop up right in the center, going up towards the armpit, into the axillary area. And as I squeeze the arm in, I can feel coracobrachialis pop up. I'm going to use just the thumb pad to very gently apply some pressure. You can start as low as you can find the muscle. You want to find the spots that are exquisitely tender. It's not painful, just tender. Once I find that, I'm going to relax my arm and gently begin pressing the pad of my thumb into the muscle. I can almost immediately feel it down into my hand and arm. As I go up closer into my armpit, it's more tender as I get up towards the coracoid process. It's like the muscle slides up and underneath pec and pec minor around this area to get into the coracoid process. As I hang out here, what you'll notice is you'll feel innervation, if you want to call it that. You feel some sense, at least, of referred pain down the back side of the arm, down into the hand. For me, the first night I worked on this, it was amazing to me because I had trouble sleeping that night because I felt pain over here on this side of the shoulder joint where the humerus is. So, find the spot, coracobrachialis. I'm feeling around between the bicep and the tricep. I'm going to slowly pull my arm in to make sure, yeah, that's it. I'm going to relax and then begin holding pressure comfortably, gently with my thumb. I can begin to roll the thumb back and forth gently over the muscle fibers or with the fibers up and down. I'm trying to find the spot that's exquisitely tender, and I'm just about right there. I feel that more in my wrist on this left hand at the moment. And then I start to feel it around the shoulder joint. going to slowly slide up. Again, for palpation's sake, if you can't quite figure out where you are, you can clench the arm in, you'll feel the muscle pop up, then you relax. And press directly in. If you should happen to hit the axillary artery, if you should feel a pulse directly under your finger, move to the side. If you feel it nearby the finger, totally fine, you're not impinging it. You just don't want to cut off the blood supply to the arm. I feel a very strong sensation in my hand, in my wrist, down to all 5 fingertips. I relax the arm just a little and move it around. I can slowly reposition my thumb right into the armpit. You can see that my finger is sinking up underneath. If I'm trying to find it again, there we are. I can pull my arm in, then relax it. And that I feel a little bit more in the back, almost around to the back of my spine, not even shoulder. If you've been having problems with your shoulder, like frozen shoulder, you're having other rotator cuff issues, maybe even a rotator cuff surgery, it's worth doing this sort of manual therapy on yourself to be able to release these trigger points. I'm going to give my hand a break for just a minute. My thumb was starting to get a little tired. Again, never compromise your hands, your joints. You're just pressing comfortably. There's no hyperextension of the joint. You're just using muscle strength to gently press into the muscle. You can eventually make a little movement, like I said, with the fibers or cross fiber, just to press into coracobrachialis to be able to allow the muscle to lengthen. You can imagine that if coracobrachialis inserts on the humerus, attaches at the coracoid process, in my case, it feels like I've had limited range of motion in the shoulder joint. And sure enough, once I've helped release those trigger points, this muscle lengthens. It connects here, it connects on the humerus. It almost feels like this shoulder is being jammed up into the shoulder joint. When I relax coracobrachialis, it allows it to sit out, and I get much more range of motion in this shoulder joint. It's been absolutely amazing to work on this and see it unwind, being that it's so old, probably 10 or more years. So, coracobrachialis. There's more information on the blog, including some anatomy. Feel free to go look at the article so you can get a little more information to work on coracobrachialis safely. And I'll see you again soon on robertgardnerwellness.com.